Hola controles, bienvenidos a su podcast El After. El día de hoy tenemos un invitado muy especial. Este capítulo es en inglés, estará subtitulado tanto en YouTube como en Facebook. Y los que lo escuchan en audio, bueno, será en inglés nada más. Y pues bueno, tenemos un invitado muy especial, Alien Project. How are you, my friend?
I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
Oh, fine. Thank you for accepting the invitation, giving some time here now. We are at Equinox Festival by Omics.
No, it's a pleasure to be here.
Okay, so hey, basically the format is you talk about your experience, how you started in the music, what was your first approach, and all your career. We can go long. So how you started into this psytrance music?
Okay, it's a long story. Basically, when first of all, I come from Israel, so most of the people in Israel, they have to go to the army. So after the army, we all kind of traveling around the world, and everyone's stuck in some different place. So me, actually, my first trip, I went to America, and I was I must say, I was more connected into the club scene, more to the house and techno scene before even the trance. And then I just met a friend in America, and it was kind of driving me crazy. You should go to Goa. So I went back home and kind of fixed my things, and then I was traveling for the first time. Actually, I started with Thailand, and then I just moved to India, and I was the first kind of real trance party experience for me. So it was very, was very different than all the other things that I know before. Even if I went to the best club in America, like in New York, for Sound Factory, in Tunnel, Limelight, some kind of club like this, Club USA. So I just saw something really, really different, with the trance scene. So I, of course, as everyone, I started to follow the party and try to organize to just for our friend some small party. Then I start to kind of collect the music, and I see I really like it, and that's the way it started. Actually, it was my first season in India. I was in '94, and then I just kind of really get connect '95 actually, and I get connect more to the kind of psychedelic trance.
Oh, amazing. So you were into America, and then they tell you to go to Goa, to the full moon party.
Full moon is actually in Thailand. So yes, I did this one, and then right after that, I start to travel in India and go, from place to place and, follow the parties and actually the psychedelic tribe.
Yeah, I feel that right. So that was very nice. And that's around 95. And when you start, after you listen and you attend all the parties and live the experience?
So, of course, it's when you start, so I was just kind of collecting the music slowly as a normal, as just as a collector, let's say. And, start to kind of organize my own set and always go to my direction. As I think DJ is kind of the way you put the clothes or the way you make the food is like a chef. So I just kind of collect my style of music, because there is plenty of, it's a lot of different music. So, and slowly, 96, 97, I start to feel that I want to kind of also create my own music. So I was searching in my place, who is the people that make really music around my place. This time was not so many people. The main DJ from where I come from was Guy Sabag, and of course was Astral Projection, was California Sunshine as well. And it was a few more people that actually not so many people, they know them today, unfortunately. But I start to follow them, of course, indoor, and I just went to the studio, try to always try to bring the spirit at the beginning and try to sit there, spend some hours, understand what they do, slowly really get into it, and try to try to buy my own equipment, which was these days, when I was start, I don't really have so much possibility to buy a real studio. And it was not like today you can create the music with really just with a computer and 2 speakers. But these days you really need some kind of like gears. And we just bought like, I just bought like 1 unit of like this module is called Orbit. Start with this and then go to the Nord lead and then one more, and slowly create like, a small studio.
Nice.
For myself, yeah. But I like visiting a lot, like let's say astral projection at the studio and also like the indoor Avi from Space Cat. So I really visit the studio a lot.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I recall astral projection and Avi Space Cat. Yeah, I had the pleasure to meet him a few years ago. Long time I don't see him. I hope next time I go to Israel I can see him again. And yeah, it was actually was talking to Bonen, and he has like a project for the Space Noise, and they keep launching music. So I'm so glad that he still like. If you're telling me like around 95 or early 2000s, you were like visiting him and he's still making music, that's killer.
Absolutely.
And then when you started, you first started as a DJ, or
yes,
it was called Alien Project, or what was the DJ name?
Yeah, my name, like, it was like my name, and then, as everyone looking for some like name for his project to kind of like people just call his project, so I choose this name, like Alien Project.
Wow. And does it have a background or something, or simply you like, this sounds good, or?
No, it's like my kind of like story with the aliens, and so I'm not about that I believe them or not, because then if we speak about this, we're gonna finish all the interview. But it's like it's not just if I believe them or not. It's like the way about like aliens. So it was just kind of like connect to me. And I like it, so that's the name I choose.
That's good. No, it's a very good topic, and there's a lot of theories and conspiracies, and it's nice. And
also small little doll can look like an alien, So it's not just kind of like real aliens. So it's not just about them.
Yeah, no, and I saw the alien on your signature yesterday. It was very nice. Very you practice a lot.
Yeah. I like to paint as well. This is my hobby. So when I have some free time, that's what I'm kind of like doing some cool painting.
Yeah. When I saw it was like very elaborated. I said like, wow, Alien Project is killer signature.
Thank you.
And okay, so you started, and how was your first start? Like your first genre? What kind of music were you doing back in the early days?
Well, like I'm following music actually since I'm like remember myself like 8 years old. That's actually, but always when you grow up, like you change the music. So of course, when I grew up, like when I was like teenage, I was like listening for the 80s, 90s. And then was like a little bit some different music, like, something a bit different than what you listen on the radio, like some kind of like funk music, electronic music, Depeche Mode, stuff like this. And then it goes for like more, some kind of like German group, some different music that brings some another sound. Slowly go into this kind of like acid house sounds that everyone's call it on a different word, but it's all about like electronic music, I would say. It's like house, techno, progressive. Is like even today for us, for the trance scene, like for me, for so many years, I don't really know. Like the people ask me, what you play? What kind of like music you play? Like it's called psychedelic trance. It's called full on. It's called Goa. It's like I don't really believe in this kind of like the names. Like the music, it's all I call it electronic music. And of course, the trance, I put all in the same category. That is like fast music for dancing.
Yeah, but going a little back on the origin of the music, and this is something that before it was like the DJ at the night and the DJ in the morning. So I think that the necessity, it was to put like a name to the kind of music, because now we can identify like dark, forest, high tech, and full on progressive trance. And yeah, but I know it started like all day and all night, and now it's like 20, 30 genres of the electronic music.
Yes, as I told you before, it's like when you put the clothes, like for example, like I can walk with this kind of like shoes, and you think it's like let's say it's ugly shoes, and I can like it in the same way. And it's like it's everyone bring his own kind of like style to the dance floor. So you know what I mean? It's like it's not. I'm not saying that if someone it's not good. Like even if I don't like the shoes, they might be very nice, but maybe I don't. I'm not gonna wear them. The same things with the music. Maybe I like it and you don't like it. So it's not say that he's good or not good. But yeah, of course, everyone have his own style. And for some people, they are like more tough, so they want to kind of like bring some, energy to the dance floor that is like more begging. And some other people, they are like more bring some like melodic and like more like some kind of like how to call it, like vibes of like the feeling, just not just the driving, the running. So it really depends like what is the style of the DJ. And for me as a good DJ is like if you play in the dark, if you play in the nighttime, like for example, if my slot is going to be like in the nighttime, of course it's going to be a different set what I'm going to be playing on the daytime, because it's a totally different like action on the dance floor with the music. So of course in the nighttime it needs to be like more like begging and like different sound, and in the daytime when the sun is out, so it's a different sound.
Yeah, it all depends on the vibe.
Yeah.
And when you started in the music, what is like the first party or festival or track that you feel like now you feel like the Alien project like consolidated? Because we started and we start making music in some tracks, and you send it to your friends, and you go to a studio, you review it. What a moment on that time of your project was like, okay, I feel like now I'm consolidated?
It's a nice question. Is actually when I start to make music, and like I make as everyone, like you try so much like skits, like, and make one more version, this and this. And actually, like the first track that I thought, okay, this track I want to release, it was Midnight Sun. It was like actually one of the first track I made. And I call it at the beginning, I call it like No Jokes. That is now is No Jokes. So I can start to release the music for Midnight Sun. And then of course when it was the time to release it, I changed the name and just call it like Midnight Sun. But actually this is the first track and it was like not so long after I start to understand how it works. It doesn't take me so long, like when I have like my own room studio, like the speakers, the synth, it doesn't take me like so long to come up with this track. And of course, like I joined the studio with Asterix, with Domestics, with another few people that they don't even become a DJ, but they kind of like help me to understand the machine. They used to work in the record shop, so not in the music shop, sorry. So where I bought like the equipment for the studio, so they kind of like show me how to. So they not even play these people.
Yeah, but they have a better experience.
Exactly, like from the shop.
Yeah, that's something important, because they work in there, so they know what the difference between each hardware and what.
Yeah, they really know. They want to. I remember like I came and say, you want to listen to some sound of Extreme Look, and then he just showed me how he kind of like produced the sound. Like, it was amazing.
Yeah, because they know that. Because we're going to be a little bit deep into production, but it's like as simple as the limiter and the compressor. You know that you know them, but they know exactly what is electronics, the basics, the roots of why they're required.
Absolutely.
So yeah, they're so experienced. Yeah, Domestic is the one who makes my master. So he is like, I've been working with him like a lot of years ago, and he is like a master. And Asterix, it's a big name in the psytrance. It's like a pillar in this scene. And what changed for when you released Midnight Sun? What changed for you? Like international plays, big festivals? What?
No, actually, it was like not just this track. And this time when I like made this track, like around this time, I made a few more tracks that they just came out, really one after the other one. And it was like Genetic Eyes, Midnight Sun. There was like, I think it was like Magnetic, Electro, some kind of like good tracks that they just arrived right after the Midnight Sun. And actually, I released this album. The first album is called Midnight Sun album. I released it with Phonocall, and it was a label in Israel. Actually, it was only this one, and it was like another one, B&E, like the label that in fact it was like releasing the music. It was like just two labels, and I give them the album, and I realized like wow, it's like something happening. Like I really kind of like brought some mix, of like everything I've heard before. So I must say it was at this time was a special sound, like something new that was not available from the place that I came from. Like, of course, it was so much good music from England, from Germany, from Holland, from different places. But from Israel, it was like just one sound that it came from Astral Projection, and maybe like more from California Sunshine. And beside of that, of course, was like indoor, but no more than this. So it brings something new. And when I gave them the album, I saw that they kind of like, it's exploding. It's like big, like noise. So then I just keep making more music, like one after the other one. And of course, like people join me, like the studio, and like, we kind of like a friend, like you make music, you said, right?
Yeah.
So it's like when your friend come to you and you have a knowledge to make music, you kind of like, you work every day, like that's what we used to do. So, and sometimes even like today, for example, like Avi Asterix, he came to my studio and we worked on the track, and he left, and like 2 days later, like Ido came and we worked on the same track, for example. It was like this. So, and of course I learn, like every time I work with them, I see so many different things. So like everyone brings something different. So I just keep making more and more tracks. And then I realized that Tip, they really kind of like, they want the music. But Phonocall, they don't let me go, actually. They just keep me, like they kind of like, I don't want to sound like rude or something, but it's like when you're young and like you sign some contract, is like the normal story. Like you don't really read like the right things, and like normally there is a small little things that there are like on the contracts that you have to give me all the music and stuff like that. And from now to more album, and like, of course you have to read what you sign always. This is what we learn, but we never really think like, for example, if we take it for football, and you have like one player which is playing for one team, and another team, like much more bigger team like Barcelona, for example, they want to come and they want to buy this player. So there is a way to go and to do it, but they didn't let me go. They just kind of like tried to lock me and to don't let me give to no ones. And I just found myself, in one point that I'm kind of like, what I have to do, like I want to release the music in one place that is really kind of like open my direction, and those people that they're like, they don't let me. So I kind of like make some kind of like agreement with them that I will give them like one more album, and they just leave me alone. And I make them quick right after like the Midnight Sun. I made them like the Dance or Die album, which was like also including fantastic track. But on the same time that I made this album, I already like started to make a new music that I knew that this one I'm gonna go for this kind of like direction. And when I arrived first time in England, I remember I went to the top for the Tip office, and like and I just showed them the music, and straight they said, okay, we want to make this album. And we kind of like already planned like the tracks, the concept, the name. And of course, it was around this time that I was like playing here in Mexico a lot, visiting the pyramids, Teotihuacan, and of course the other pyramids that I saw before, like Chichen Itza and the ruins in the Caribbean side, like next to
Palenque, Chiapas, or
no, more close to Playa and to Tulum, like those kind of like.
Okay.
So of course it was like a big, kind of like how to say, flavor of Mexico for me, you know, with the tribe, with the Mayan, with the story, with the Aztec, so that's actually how I brought this name Aztecno Dream, because it's like every time I came here to Mexico, no, this pyramid is for the Aztec. No, this one is for the Mayan. This one they have the snake. This one have this like the woman. So everyone. And then I started to kind of like really learn about like the you know, like not so deep, but kind of like read about the Mayan, the Aztec, the calendar, the you know, the Mayan calendar, the portal, the days, this kind of like connection with Mexico, and that's what brings me actually this name, and also the name for the other album, like Activation Portal. Because actually my birthday is exactly on the activation day, which like if you take the number and you put it in the Mayan calendar, you will see that my day is exactly on the green day, you know. It's like, so that's why I choose this kind of like name for the activation portal. And of course with the Aztecno Dream, you can see also on the album that there is a pyramid, and also you can see all the kind of like the signs of the tribes, you know, of the you know, of the Aztecs. So
Yeah, that's the Mayas. Yeah. Wow.
yeah.
Wow. So you have like you feel very identified with Mexico, with all the culture and.
Well, yeah. It's been a long time. I come here, and like since the beginning, like it's explode here, like really in one shot, you know. It was like I just make this Aztecno Dream album, and I play here one of the first party in Mexico City with GMS, and they had the album like No Rules, and like we had one party here in Mexico just by the pyramids, like, you know, like the people expect like maybe to have like 2,000 people, maybe 1,000, maybe 3,000, and they got like maybe 20,000 people.
Wow.
These days. Yeah, it was like really crazy. And since then it was like just, you know, getting more power and more power. I even play like Acafest festival like here and like in Acapulco and like in the Caribbean side, Puebla and like Guadalajara and like, you know, like all around San Luis Potosí, Monterrey, like go all over, like not all over, but go quite a lot in Mexico.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know all the states.
Yeah.
And all the foods and everything. Oh, that's very nice that you have like a very good experience here in Mexico.
Absolutely.
And I feel so glad because I like I told you, I had a good relationship with a lot of people from Israel since I've been in the music since 2009. And when I went over there, I feel the same vibe. Like all the people is very, very warm. They're happy having you. Every time I went over there, they make me a dinner, and here's our shawarma and our hummus and falafel, and it was very nice. And I went to the clubs over there, and they play like side trance and killer. It was amazing when I went to Israel.
No, Israel is a good place, but you know, you have to be there like to live there. So you know, it's like for example, you need to know the place. But yeah, of course, to come for a tourist is a very, very nice place. I agree with you that like the party, the food, the weather is it's an amazing place.
Here in Mexico, me as a Mexican, and if you talk to Mexicans, yeah, here the life is difficult and opportunities, and there's a lot of people. And
yeah, but at the same time, I can say if I come from Israel, and I can say no, in Mexico is beautiful. You know, the beach in the Caribbean side is like beautiful, just to go in the white sand and this, and like I don't really get in what's happening here in Mexico City, or like, so the same things. Like it's not so easy place to live there. Like actually, like there, like especially right now, when you see what's happening, and like also it's such an expensive place, so. It's kind of like it's hard to judge, you know, to come there for like 2 weeks. It's a fantastic, but to live is it's also very nice, but it's a complex, you know. It's kind of like not so pink.
No, yeah, I understand. No, actually, Tel Aviv is the most expensive place I've been in my life. And I've been in London, and I've been in Asia. Yeah, it's very, very, very expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just to put in context, here in Mexico City, you can eat some tacos or some quesadilla for 20 pesos, 30 pesos, and changing to pesos, a shawarma costs like 100.
Let's say $15. So how much it
Times 3, like 45, 50? More or less. Yeah, but it's more expensive.
For sure. It's expensive.
Yeah. And when I went to the mall, like all the tennis shoes, like $250, $260.
Minimum.
The iPhone is crazy.
Yeah.
And the cars is also very expensive.
Yeah, because of the tax. The tax is very expensive. It's like they pay a lot of tax.
Yeah. But the good thing is that you have the opportunity to travel to a lot of you live in your country, you like it, but you also have the opportunity to be in other places, meet another cultures and countries. So
sure.
That's the best.
For sure.
And then, you start coming to Mexico and traveling all over the world. What was your first festival that you realized, like, okay, I'm good in this industry. I feel fine. I feel so happy that my job.
When I start really to play, like in India at the beginning, I already know that I'm like having some kind of like, something, that I know that I can take it and always grow and learn and this. So it starts for me like already like in India, like I just kind of like we made a small party. And then right after that, I started to go to play like in Greece. It was like one club back in days, like actually since then I know like Tristan, like we played there like before 2000, like it's called Battery. And I used to go there, it was close to my place, and I used to go there like almost like 2-3 times a month, just take a flight. When I started, I remember like I either go with no money, just they paid my flight and I just go play there and come back like this. Slowly, from Greece, and I start to play in Greece, not in Athens. I go to Saloniki, then, met another DJ there because it was like kind of like very full on there, like every week, like DJ, they came, like names that are not exist in the industry anymore today, like, and but through those people, I kind of like get new connection and like start to go to to England, to Germany, to France, to like this. And of course, like the outdoor party was a bit different than the indoor, but it started like this from like, let's say 98, 90, like the 2000, let's say the 2000. Yeah, like 25 years ago.
Wow, yeah, long time. Yeah, you have a long time here in the industry.
Yes.
And what is your creative process? How do you start a track? How do you make a track? What tools? What recommendations can you give to our producers?
Well, first of all, like to start a track, like you need to be in the kind of like zone in your mind, and like to be to be there. It's like it's like not just to go there, like like to wake up in the morning. Of course, when it becomes a work, so then yes, you kind of like turn your life into this kind of like system. But you always need the spirit and like to be in this kind of like zone to make the music. And how to start? Well, it's really like it depends, because every track it starts like with different idea. I give you example. For example, like now I have my other project which is called Save the Robot. This project?
Yeah, sure.
Save the Robot is like me and the other guys called Idoliran from CARRERA. We kind of like making music for like at least 20 years together as well. And of course, at the beginning we used to make like trance music, like like. And it becomes very similar to what we do normally. Like the track we do together, it sounds like more like Alien Project, and it was kind of like a mix. So we decided in 2008 actually to kind of like start to make like a techno music. So regarding like the question that you asked me before, like we've been in Goa. We traveled. We went to the Hilltop Festival and we played there. So it was one bird, that you came like to the room, and she make the noise all the time, like, and she kind of like she sing. So of course, we record this kind of like vocal, and we know, okay, we have the vocal of this. In the past, when I was like at the beginning, when I was like in the India, like in the back, I recorded the frogs in Ampi. And if you have like some kind of like vocal or some kind of like, a cappella, so like you start from this, you start to chop it, but of course, you always kind of like, when I start, like, it's kind of like a game, it's like when football player, he take the balls and he start to take the balls 1, 2, 1, 2. So you kind of like the tempo that you want to go. Of course, like you wanna run, or you wanna be in the middle, or you want to go. So you know the tempo that you want, and then of course, like slowly, when you know the studio and when you know your equipment and you know the like what you have there, you start to know where you sound good. Like, for example, with what is the keys you like, for example, on this machine, what is the sound that it gives you good in this kind of like key. And then you kind of like, okay, with F, with A, I have the kind of the bass line, it sounds like this. And then you just start to kind of like play with this. So you draw, or you play like whatever you want. But of course, slowly with the years, you don't even need to kind of like play. You can just kind of like, how to write it, and it's like giving you like the rhythm that you want. And of course, it's like Lego. You make the bass line, and then you give, okay, let's give one more percussion to give some kind of like African vibes. So you give you look for the congas and the tablas and the grooves, and you make some kind of like cool rhythm section. And then you said, okay, now let's get some kind of like sound that goes to the brain, that it that is touching the brain. Not, that is going to, so there is some kind of like leads that that they kind of like scratch a little bit the brain, and slowly you kind of like you make some kind of like a box, you kind of like different sound, different stuff, and you start to build them slowly to kind of like create some story. The story must be, it's very important. That's what makes track like a good one or not good one. If their story is there, or sometimes there is a story, but then in the middle of the track you lose the story. So it's also important. So it's really, you need to make one good track is not so easy. You can make, like a lot of tracks, but just one or two, or like they have the story, the something. And of course, like the samples, they'll help a lot. Back in the days, we used to kind of like take some samples, from space, from aliens, from stuff like this. So we kind of like, from Mars, from this, people landing on the Mars, so. But the samples, it gives some kind of like good direction to the track. And of course, like the groove, I think the groove is the most important things, that it takes you. That's what makes you move, That's how I'm starting to make.
Yeah. I think that the most important is the groove. You have like an idea. It can be a vocal, it can be a sound, it can be something, and then you start working into it, and then the groove, the kick, the bass, the shakers, and everything is that makes the people like move, like nothing dreams, nothing movements. So I completely understand. And what kind of program and VST synthesizers do you use?
Well, I use a lot of VST, like the plugins, and there is some kind of like also some old school stuff, the normal thing that we used to have, like in the past, like the Nordly, the Virus, the Korg MS2000, the Prophecy, the Lexicon, the DP4, the Eventide. This is kind of like things that I have from the past, Supernova, the TB, the SH, this kind of like synths. But these days you don't really need them. There is so much like good stuff online and like that you can buy, or even without buy. But yeah. I buy. I buy. I don't look for any credit online. I just buy. Yeah.
Yeah, you consider now, you used to be very analog, but now more digital, since we have very good VSTs.
It depends. It's like, it depends. It's always now these days, it's always like, even if you make digital, so at the end, you just kind of like send the track into some kind of like, different stuff, so that it's make it like more analog, like in a way. But it really depends where I make, like the track, because there is a small kind of like studio that I have in my house. There is another studio that I'm working outside my house, so it's a different stuff. There's a different kind of like connection, like how it works there. But yeah, I must say, these days we all works more digital. Yes, of course, when it's analog, you can hear the color, you can hear, but it doesn't make it better than the other thing.
Yeah, and I think that the digital is coming like every day is better.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so the quality of the VSTs right now, it's amazing. And now with AI, more things can be done. And
you see what I made yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Just to make it clear, I'm not speaking Spanish that good, but you see the so people think that I'm coming from, no, it's like this. And like today, you can go with the AI and you can ask for specific like samples, so you can have like already the ID, you can have the song, you can have I see some crazy things that you can like just kind of like put the track and you can tell, I want just the samples, give me out the sample, and you can make some things like that. So it's really, really different now. So that's why, back in the days, of course, like everyone was like on the analog and this, but as I said, today, it's not the main things.
Yeah.
Like you can make it without it.
Sure. Yeah.
You need some, you need some things like, of course, you cannot control on the computer, but so you need some gear to control, but it's okay. It's not like something, everyone can have it if you want. It's not like to buy Eventide, like when I was like $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, like it was like, today you can have like good effect machine online, like you can buy it and it's not going to cost like that.
Yeah, but I think that a lot of people also treasures the analog. So you have your studio and you can make, because I'm a guitar player, so I like that, to feel the notes. Even though I can do it on a keyboard or I can draw it, I think that my way of making music is like sitting on the instrument and doing the melody yourself.
Absolutely.
I think that's what gives you the...
No, but with the melody you need to write it. This is for sure. And it's not coming as a musician, as you know, it's not coming after one time. It goes one more time, and then you hear the harmony, and then you just give another layer and another layer, and it gives all the sounds. But of course, I said to write it, I said, just when I start, for example, like instead to kind of like make the bass line like this, I know how to kind of like write it, so I can just write it, I know like 1, 2, 3, space, and then I know how to make it. So instead to make like this, but with the melody, and when you write something, or if you write some kind of like a pad, of course you need to kind of like play the pad from the beginning and to give the atmosphere, with what's happening. So for sure.
Yeah, and I imagine just too that you have like a lot of analog and synthesizers and everything. It's so killer. I love like when I go to a place that they have a lot of synthesizers, and what I love, I see a lot of YouTube videos of people that has like a rack of synthesizers, and you're like jamming, and I'm amazed. But some new people don't understand like why you do.
I show you after.
Okay, for sure. Oh, that's and what's coming for Alien Project and well, Save the Robot.
Well, there is it's coming. First of all, this year I'm gonna celebrate 25 years anniversary of Alien Project. So it's after a long time I was thinking like what to make, because there is so much music now, and like, you know, we always like we kind of like, you always like we become old, and like it's not that I'm don't like the music anymore, but you know, it's like first it's like more new people, the equipment new, so you can see there is a lots of new things. And one point when you want to make something which is a bit different, then takes some, you know, more time. So of course I was thinking like to make some special things for Alien Project for the 25 years. And I'm gonna celebrate this year like 25 years anniversary of Alien Project, which is gonna be including all the good tracks that everybody knows, like Midnight Sun, Crystal Skulls, One Good, Silent Running, DJ Where Are You, Aztecno Dream, and a few more. So all of them, they're gonna get like a new mix, like not just like a fix, you know, completely like new remixes, you know, which is gonna be including like also some artists, friends like Aja, which is gonna do like the Crystal Skulls, the new version of the Crystal Skulls, and also Nigel is gonna do like for the When Good, and also Liquid Soul. So there is some kind of like there is some plans for this, and of course you know, I'm gonna have a session with the Rising Dust as well. So we kind of like working together. Also we have I have one with Shame, a new one. So there is some kind of like good stuff coming. Actually, I'm working on a cover already, and like we kind of like running. So it's gonna come. We're gonna have some new Alien Project this year, definitely.
Wow.
Beside of that, of course, like as I said before, like I'm doing the other project, which is Save the Robot. And I know here in Mexico, like the people really kind of like, they know the old Save the Robot album, which was like more trance, like Battle of the Mind and Love Machine, with some great tracks. And like I agree, but we kind of like want to keep this project honestly for the techno, to not mix the people, and you know, to kind of like give. And we love the name, and we were thinking to change the name, and to have like a new name, and like, you know, new story. But we kind of like the name. We think the name is good for this world, you know, with a robot. So we kind of like keep, and we have some really, really, really good action with this kind of like music. As I can tell you, that we made like a official remix for Ace of Base, you know, the Ace of Base.
Yeah.
And it's an official one, like, you know, we're working on another one for them. And on the top of this, we did like for Martin Freeland, for Men With No Name, for the Teleport. Came out on Iboga. We have like next month on Iboga on Tech, the new remix for the Union Jack for Two Full Moon and Truth. We have a remix for Midnight Sun, for another track with a sample of the Shanti. This one. We have one for Spangel. We have one for Madeva, for Astral. We have what else? Like quite a few. So we kind of like, we have one for Blondie, which is not really official. Like we don't have the license yet, but we work, and we have some more new tracks. Unfortunately, like last year, I was supposed to come here and like to make this like Equinox Festival, but unfortunately, I was like really, really sick. You know, thanks God I'm back here, and we're supposed to make the show last year, and I was kind of like thinking that finally, you know, like we're gonna do like the show and like let the people see. And that was like the time that we had a release actually with Men With No Name, like the Teleport. But unfortunately, as I said, I was sick and was a bit, I was a bit slow. But thanks God, I'm getting back, feeling good, and really feeling the power. The brain is working good. Like the main problem I got, like I have some. Everyone thought that I have like some kind of like infection or something that I got from some kind of like bacteria or something like that. Because that's what I was thinking. That's what they told me on the hospital, that I have like a septic meningitis. But it was not correct. What I got is like totally something else that basically my body was creating like more white cells than the normal people. And actually my vaccination system was more strong than the normal people, 80 times more. Why? Nobody knows. Nobody really wants to say why. Of course, people say like stress, people say like not good food. The unsmart people, they think it's drugs. I think it's since the COVID time that everyone get vaccine. I think the vaccine doesn't sit well on everyone. And if you have some little problem, might be taking your problem a little bit bigger. So that's what happened to me, and I have some kind of like, it's actually some kind of like autoimmune. It's called autoimmune encephalitis. So it's something on the brain. So basically, I lost my, my balance and my eyes as well. I lost my eyes. Was a hard time. Really, no joke. I really wanted to make it and really wanted to come here, and I was either like ask the doctors, you think that I'm gonna be able to make it? And actually, it was like not just in one day. It takes like something like 2 months to happen. That I feel like strong headache. And since the New Year's Eve that I was like in Brazil, and then I went to 28th of February, like to Greece, to this guy that I was playing for him in the Battery Club. He was celebrating 50 years old anniversary. So I came to this party to play. And there I feel that something is not right with me, with my balance. And I start to have hallucination with nothing, like really kind of like my brain didn't work well. So thanks God, now I'm kind of like, I also, beside of like 2 months in the hospital, I was there. And I made like another 4 months, like 4 or 5 months treatments, start to walk again and make kind of like, physiotherapy and like many things. Even to make like this was difficult for me. But thanks God I'm here and I'm smiling today, and I'm laughing on what's happened. And the brain is good now. It's kind of like fresh. It's kind of like thinking good. And of course, like more productive, like I'm taking care about the brain.
Yeah, well, first of all, I'm very glad that you are good again. Yeah, I saw last festival that it was canceled because, Omics make the communication. And since I didn't meet you in person, but I saw, like, I was worried about, because you never know what's happening to all the artists only by social media. You live thousands of kilometers from Mexico, and I'm very happy that you feel good. And I completely agree. Sometimes the body acts in unexplainable reasons or unexplainable ways. So it's very complex. And now I'm very happy that now that I see you and I've been chatting with you, and I saw yesterday, it's very good that you feel good. And sometimes it's like an alarm for the body, like change the way of life, because this DJ life, producer life is very complex, like a lot of flights and
absolutely.
Don't sleep good.
But again, don't get me wrong. This was happened to me. It's happened also for people like they are 12 years old, and it's happened to people that are like 80 years old and they never had acid on the life. It's not that they are kind of like taking the life not good or something. It's really the reaction of your body for some reason. It's nothing to do. Of course, like if you take a good life, the life is going to be longer. If you take care about your car, also it's going to take more time to end. But how is it?
Yeah, like everything. Yeah, well, the good thing right now is that you feel good, and And you have a lot of 25 years of Alien Project. Congratulations.
Yeah.
So many artists that you have seen all the in all your life that right now they don't make music anymore.
Yes.
And Save the Robot, let me tell you, I have a very special remembrance for the first album of Save the Robot. And I'm telling you, 2009. I remember 2010. It was like a nice festival. And I was with Sesto and with Intersis and Ananda Sheikh. And you recall on that moment that all the music was like on release and USBs and CDs. And they gave me the first album of Save the Robot. Like, you need to listen to this project. And I was like, wow, this is so killer, because it was very punchy and melodic. And it was not something like, and on that moment in 2009, it was like full on morning or pop trance, like a lot of melody and kicking bass, but slow, but a lot of melody. Yeah. And when I hear Save the Robot, it was like punchy. And I asked them, like, who saved the robot? And they told me, we cannot tell you. And I said, like, okay. And after many years, I knew that you were under the project. But at the beginning, it was like a secret.
Look, as I say to you before, like also when I make the Alien Project stuff, like when, back in the days and when I started to make, so I tried to make something. And of course, when we made the Save the Robot, of course, it's like two people. It's like, it's more power and it's another brain. It's not just me. Of course, I can make everything good, but like Ido, he bring like lots of knowledge to the table, and like we kind of like create something like Alien Project, and we try to upgrade it. So that's the feeling that you had this time. That okay, 2009 is, I remember like the time that Tip Take the album was like Battle for the Mind, like
yeah.
And yes, this time we also make kind of like we kind of like upgrade the sound and we bring like more powerful, but yeah, now we enjoy to make this techno, and like there is a lovely music. Really, if the music is like slow and not that fast, like 145 or 140, we even go for 120. Or believe me, there is some tracks that we have 117 or 115 or 124, and they're amazing. And also there is some kind of like 127, like the next release from Iboga, so it's gonna be like the 127. But it was originally like 124, and because Iboga just wanted to have it like a little bit more kind of like punchy and to push the track a little bit more up to 130. From 124 is a bit far, so we kind of like make the track to 127, so you're able to take it to 121, 135. And it still kind of like sounds okay. But yeah, we do different vibe now. And we're getting old a bit, so we kind of like, we enjoy to see like the young people coming with the new. Maybe we bring some new after we kind of like refresh the ears. But this project, we keep it like, like we want to keep it for like more techno. And we have so much plans for this year for this project as well. Beside of this like track that I told you, the two Full Moon and Truth, there is another one called Elephant that is coming on the same EP on Iboga. We just had one on Disco Halal, and it's a super nice label. And we had another track. It's called Definite, and is with another Israeli DJ. So we make kind of like collab. We have another two track that coming on the label in Miami. Is called Magician on Duty. So we have two tracks there, and there is some more news on this project. And about the Alien Project, I forgot to tell you, like the next release of Alien Project is actually new remix for Midnight Sun.
Wow.
Yes, yeah, I forgot to tell you this one.
A very important remix.
Yes, it's coming on the Hilltop 40 years anniversary Hilltop Festival from Goa, which is like really one of the main temple of the trance world for me. Like, what's happening in Goa is just in Goa. It's totally a freak place. And they make a compilation for 40 years anniversary. So this is going to be one of the tracks. This is going to be the first release for Alien Project. This year, it's very soon, like it's coming.
Yeah, and you're going to play today?
Yeah, absolutely. This track is it's also a remix by Aja, so it's kind of like it's a fresh sound.
Yeah, people's going to be crazy because that track is like an anthem for you. So,
but maybe for you because you kind of like, I don't know if to call it old school, but still kind of like been around. But as I see the people, like they come to the showcase or to the party, most of them they're kind of like young people, let's say. Like, of course, there is some like old people, but the crowd today is like between 20 to 30, let's say. This is the average, like the age that I would say. And according to the pandemic and like what's happened, it gives some kind of like gap, to the new people, because the last party I played before pandemic was like 2016, and then of course I came 2019 for one party, but since then was like 5 years, man. I used to come to Mexico a lot, like 3-4 times a year, easy.
Yeah, but even though they're young kids, they make the research, and if they see Alien Project, like everybody knows your biggest track.
True. I see. We made some kind of like campaign, and I take this place to say to everyone in Mexico, don't worry. Whoever, like, if I promise to someone to give the vinyl, I will give the vinyl. Don't need to tell me in the social media like that we make a fake campaign or something like this, because totally no. It was my idea. It was like it's not gonna change my life. I want to give this, so it's really important for me to say to the people that we give. But when we made the campaign, I saw that the people really kind of like recognize them. They know the tracks and they know the album, and like they know. Yes, but still, there is young people that they don't, not even me, they like, some other names that they still don't know them.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but well, what I'm pretty sure is that when you play today or tonight, depending on your schedule, people is going to listen to the tracks. And
no, it's a good reminder.
It's a good reminder. They will see it and they will look for you like, oh, wow, I'm so punchy, so
absolutely.
Yeah, and people's going to So
yeah, it's also nice sometimes to take some kind of like break and to think and this. But I'm pretty sure that the people will listen to the tracks. So even the old tracks, they're still kind of like classic. I just played the 4th years anniversary in Goa for this year, and it was a free party for like $2. So kind of like imagine like everyone's in Goa go to this party, and I went to the party, and I see the people that I know. Like, for example, I see the mother, I see the daughter of the mother. And I see that the daughter of the mother, she have already like a daughter. So it's like 3rd generation, like in the party. And, I see on the dance floor. And after the party, like I played the party, I went to some restaurants to eat. And like there is one like really old woman. She came to me like, and she said, wow, you played this track and this track and this track and this. And I see it's like really remind her like so much, like, and the tracks was like the old one, like, and I play by purpose because it was like kind of like this 40 years anniversary. Of course, the people, they know the tracks from 20 years ago. For example, like Ethnica, Kryptonite. Like, okay, you know this track, right? Yeah, but people here,
classic.
Yeah, but here the people, for example, like in Mexico, like the 20, they don't know this track. Honestly, unless they go to one of the Ethnica party, or for example, the Reload from Dado, or the Extreme, or the Simon one, or there is many of them, and when you bring them, like, for example, like, okay, Gamma Goblin, they know, but the new crowd, they still, they don't know. Of course, they listen for the first time. Yes, it's beautiful. They love it. Yeah, now they like it, but they need to test.
I bet you that you're going to have a very good reaction to the dance.
Absolutely. And finally, I must say that this time I play really the time that I think my project it fits. Like, to play in the nighttime, as I said before. Of course, I can convince myself to play like more hard, more forest, more dark, more this, more fast, everything. More begging, this. But my vibe is a different vibe. I want to bring also the psychedelic, also the groove, but also the melody and the feeling. And the daytime, it's more fits to my sound. Like my sound, they're not that like strong and hard. They are more, like my way.
Yeah. You have a very special vibe. It's kill the dance floor. I love your music. I love the vibe. I love the punch.
Thank you.
So yeah, you're going to play a killer. You're going to crush that floor of the Equinox.
Yeah, for sure. We're gonna have some good tracks on the Equinox.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I want to thank you for your time, for sharing all your history, 25 years.
Yeah.
It says easy, but it's a lot of work. It's a lot of time.
Yeah, but I enjoy every moment, and I must say, like, I see the people, even the young people, even if they learn, I always give the chance to everyone. It don't need to be like a master doctor of trance, like. For me, when they come to the dance floor, they're all the same. The old people, the young people, I get them all together, for me. So it's always nice to see them, like how like they follow, they give the love, they give the respect, they know the track. Yesterday in the showcase, it's important for me to sometimes to make some kind of like things like that to see what I've been doing in my fucking 30 years like of DJing, like really like, and it's a bit of how to say, like we say we live for this moment. Yeah, it's kind of like like yeah, we live for this moment, like, but it's nice to see the fans that they give the love and they appreciate what you do. And sometimes even like I read the comments, some track, I think the track is not so good, but some other people, they love the track. So it's amazing. Yesterday I got like one message from some guy in Israel. He was telling me, listen, I listen to your music since I'm 12 years old. Today I'm 40 years old, and this year I'm gonna get married. On October, I want you to play my wedding. And my body was shaking. It was like somebody that he knows me like since 12 years old. He listened to my music. Now it's like 4 years. He get married. He wanted me to play. He said, I know every single set of your SoundCloud, this, what you make in COVID time. I follow you all the track. I was shocked, man. Like it's kind of like this what gives the, even if sometimes have some hard time and like not everything working good, booking is like this or that. For this kind of like thing, there is, it's a priceless. It's no money. It's just to see the people enjoy your music and you give them, and like, wow, yesterday for me was like, even is a bit, like hard to receive all the people to make the painting. And you tell me, one point, so Ari, don't make so much like painting. Look how much people here is like too much people. It's like we have to make them all. But it's nice. It's nice.
Yeah, it's nice, and people would they appreciate it. Yeah, I tell you, I saw like all the signatures. Like, all respect to all the signatures, but the one that I saw from you was amazing. Was wow, this is because people really like it, and they're going to take it to their houses, and they're going to put it in a special place.
People show me like picture from like fucking, like some people, they came with picture of me from like 15 years ago. They show me the picture. Some people send me some picture, maybe me like 20 years ago. Like I have like long hair and I look totally different. It's like fantastic, So yeah, for sure.
No, yeah, and I understand you. It feels very nice when you receive that kind of messages, because the people imagine that it's all the time. No, at least in this industry, yeah, they give you like, and they give you like flyers and everything, but few people are like, yeah, I listen to your tracks. The tracks make me feel something different. Like I hear a lot of the electronic music like, for running, and it reminds me to special times in my life. Like in 2009, I played some tracks, and it's like I remember when I was like younger, like playing and traveling.
The music take you back in the time, and every track takes you, remind you some kind of like some period of your life, some moment, this track, I remember this, like I played this back in the 90s, and this, of course, and some people, no, we want music from 2000 up.
Yeah, because maybe they were born at that time. So but it's something that happens, and I think music lives like all life. So our life and the next life. So
music is one of the language, definitely for everyone. When we play the music, we speak the same kind of like language, and my language, we all speak alien.
That's true, bro. Well, what is your social media where people can follow you?
Sorry?
What is your social media where people can follow you?
Yeah, my social media is like Alien Project Music. This small, it's like official OFC.
Okay.
Yeah, and like the Save the Robot, if they want, of course. I'm not. I was not so much like social media like in my life, as you know. Like we never really kind of like. We don't have this equipment, stands, and like phones and drones and stuff like that. As you remember, like back in the days, it was not even allowed to take some kind of like camera to the party to not show what's going on, because if you really want to see what's going on, you have to come and see by yourself. And I think it's a nice way, and you can see all the big DJ today, they speak and they kind of like prefer. Please don't bring the phone, just leave it out, like, as you know, like some club, they don't even accept the phone. You go to the club and there is no phone. But also these days, as everything become like, like digital, and like I see the phone, also in a good way, because it's kind of like remind to the people what's happening, and you can show for the future. And like, yeah, of course, like social media is important. I want them to follow my social media. I make sure that I'm telling you exactly my project.
Sure.
It's Alien Project, small, like
underscore
OFC. This is for my Alien Project, and for my Save the Robot is savetherobot.official.
Okay, yeah, I will put the links on. And Facebook also, or only Instagram?
Yes.
And YouTube or other channel?
Yes, for Alien Project, and like for Save the Robot, the same.
Okay, yeah, I will put like all the social media, all the links for Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
Fantastic.
So people can follow you. And I really thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you for having me. I'm very happy to speak to the new people, to know the new people, and of course for the old friends. As I said before, Mexico, it's like I have some big part in my heart for Mexico, and yeah, of course I will keep it forever. So it's one of my favorite place, Mexico.
That's so nice, and people and Mexico welcomes you. I live in Monterrey. You have a house over there, so
I remember Monterrey. I play there.
Yeah.
It's the north place.
Yes. Yeah, I live
very close to cold place.
It's a cold place.
It's cold place, right? Very close to America, right?
Oh yeah. It's like 2 hours drive. Yeah, Monterrey. Yeah, a long time you don't go over there, but if you go, you have a house. You can make a barbecue over there for sure.
For sure.
Well, thank you so much. Let me close the episode in Spanish.
Tamam.
Muy bien, a todos los que vieron o escucharon este podcast, denle like y compartan, sigan a Alien Project y Save the Robot en todas sus redes sociales. Aquí se las dejo en las ligas. Denle like y compartan para que esto siga creciendo y cada vez haya más invitados. Gracias a Omix por la oportunidad de entrevistar al talento de Equinox, y nos vemos en el próximo capítulo. Hasta luego.
Chao, viva México. speak alien.